Have you ever wondered why the South China Sea is a hot topic in international politics and why China is so keen on claiming it? The South China Sea is more than just a large body of water. It's a complex web of geopolitical importance and heated territorial disputes. It's a region that carries significant weight in global commerce, military strategy, and natural resources. Now imagine a vast expanse of water, speckled with hundreds of tiny islands, reefs, and shoals. This is the South China Sea, a strategic waterway that connects the Pacific and Indian Oceans, and a treasure trove of untapped oil and gas reserves. It's no wonder that this area is highly contested, with several countries, including Brunei, Malaysia, Vietnam, Taiwan, the Philippines, and of course China, all laying claim to parts of it. However, the South China Sea controversy isn't just about who owns which islands or who has the right to exploit the area's natural resources. It's also about control of one of the world's busiest shipping lanes, through which approximately 1/3 of global maritime trade passes, so the stakes are incredibly high. Now let's shift our focus to China, the most vocal claimant in this dispute. Why is China so adamant about its sovereignty over the South China Sea? It's not just about the natural resources or the strategic advantage. The South China Sea has become a symbol of national pride and a test of China's rising global influence. But there's another aspect to this story that often goes unnoticed: the role of China's education system in shaping the narrative around this territorial dispute. In classrooms across China, young minds are being taught a version of history that paints the South China Sea as an integral part of their nation's territory, a narrative that stirs up nationalistic sentiments and justifies China's assertive actions in the region. But how is China manipulating its young students' views on this matter? Keep watching until the end for the answer. Could you imagine what it's like growing up being taught that a disputed territory inherently belongs to your nation? Now that's a thought, isn't it? Education plays a vital role in shaping the minds of the young, the future of any nation. It's through education that we learn about our history, our culture, our values, and yes, our place in the world. But what happens when education becomes a tool to instill a sense of nationalism? Consider this. Throughout history, education systems worldwide have been used as tools to foster a sense of national identity. It's not a novel concept, nor is it specific to any one country or region. Take, for instance, the American Revolution. Children in the United States are taught about the Revolution from a very early age. They learn about the heroes, the battles, and the struggle for freedom. This narrative, woven into the fabric of their education, serves to instill a sense of national pride and identity. Or let's consider the United Kingdom. British children learn about the grandeur of the British Empire, its influence, and its impact on the world. This history, presented in a certain light, can cultivate a sense of nationalistic pride. Now, these examples are not to suggest that education is being misused or manipulated in these countries. They simply illustrate a point: that education can and often does play a significant role in shaping our sense of national identity. So, what happens when this tool is used to shape the narrative around disputed territories? What happens when children are taught from a young age that a contentious piece of land inherently belongs to their nation? This is precisely the question we're going to explore as we delve into the role of China's education system in shaping perceptions about the South China Sea. Stay tuned as we delve into the specifics of how China's education system is doing this. The role of education in nationalism is a complex and fascinating topic, and we're just getting started. So don't go anywhere. What if I told you that the Chinese government uses its education system to shape young minds about the South China Sea dispute? It's an intriguing thought, isn't it? Education, after all, is a powerful tool, and when used strategically, it can shape perceptions and influence minds. And that's exactly what's happening in China. The country's education system is being used as a platform to portray the South China Sea as an integral part of Chinese territory. Textbooks and school curriculum, right from primary to high school level, are filled with references to the South China Sea as China's blue national soil. The narrative is woven so seamlessly into the lessons that it's almost indistinguishable from other historical facts. For instance, in geography lessons, maps unambiguously show the disputed waters as part of China, complete with the controversial 9-dash line. In history lessons, the narrative is further reinforced. Textbooks recount tales of ancient Chinese navigators and fishermen who, according to the stories, were the first to discover and explore the sea. The subtext is clear. China has historical claim to the South China Sea. Even subject matters like language arts are not exempted from this narrative. Poems and stories filled with patriotic sentiments about the South China Sea are part of the curriculum, subtly instilling a sense of national pride and ownership over the disputed waters in the young minds. And it's not just about what's in the textbooks. School events like flag-raising ceremonies and national holidays often include activities that reinforce the narrative. Students participate in map drawing competitions, essay writing, and debates, all centered around the South China Sea as Chinese territory. The sheer pervasiveness of this narrative within the education system ensures that from a young age, Chinese students grow up with a deeply ingrained belief that the South China Sea is, and always has been, a part of China. But why go through all this trouble? What's with this intense focus on the South China Sea? Have you ever thought about the significance of the South China Sea, not just to China but to the world? It's more than just a body of water. It's a strategic jewel, a global hotspot, a treasure trove of resources, and a highway for global trade. Imagine a sea that's rich with life, brimming with biodiversity. The South China Sea is just that, teeming with an array of fish species that make it one of the world's most productive fishing grounds. It's a veritable lifeline for millions who depend on its bounty for their livelihood and sustenance. Now let's delve a little deeper, far beneath the surface of the sea. There you'll find vast reserves of natural gas and oil, almost untouched. Some estimates suggest that the South China Sea could hold up to 23 billion barrels of oil and a whopping 500 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. These resources could fuel economies, light up cities, and power industries. But the South China Sea is more than just a reservoir of resources. It's also a strategic maritime route. Picture this. About 1/3 of the world's shipping sails through these waters. That's trillions of dollars worth of goods every year, including oil from the Middle East, electronics from East Asia, and grains from the Americas. It's a vital artery for global trade. So, why is this important to China? Well, gaining control over the South China Sea would give China a strategic advantage. It would provide access to rich resources, control over key trade routes, and a stronger position in territorial disputes. It's a significant chess piece in the game of global politics. But let's not forget that the South China Sea is also of strategic importance to other nations, including the United States, Japan, and the Southeast Asian countries. It's a global commons, a shared resource, and a space of international cooperation and competition. Now let's answer that burning question we left unanswered. Why is China so adamant about molding its young students' views on the South China Sea dispute? This question carries with it a weight of implications that extend far beyond the confines of the classroom. Let's delve into the nuances of this situation. Control over the narrative, in this case, the narrative surrounding the South China Sea dispute, can be a powerful tool. Why, you may ask? Because it can influence the mindset of future generations. When a narrative is presented as unassailable truth, it can shape perceptions and beliefs, sometimes for a lifetime. Imagine growing up being taught that the South China Sea is indisputably a part of your nation's territory. This belief, ingrained since childhood, is likely to be carried into adulthood, influencing how one sees the world. This is where the power of education comes into play. It's not just about learning facts and figures. It's about how these facts and figures are presented and the perspectives that they foster. Education has a profound role in cultivating nationalism. If a nation's young are taught a certain perspective, they grow up believing in the righteousness of their nation's cause. In China's case, the South China Sea dispute is presented in a way that fosters a sense of national pride and ownership. This sense of nationalism in turn becomes a powerful force that supports China's territorial claims. This is not just about a piece of territory. It's about a nation's identity, its pride, and its place in the world. The South China Sea dispute is a complex geopolitical issue, and the way it is taught to China's young is a strategic move, designed to shape their worldview and ensure their support for China's position in the future. Now, you understand the power of education in shaping the minds of the young and how it can be used in larger geopolitical disputes. The narrative is not just a story, it's a tool, a weapon even, wielded with precision to secure a nation's future. So keep your eyes open, stay curious, and always question the narrative. Subscribe for more amazing contents. Keep wondering. Don't miss out on future explorations and discoveries. Hit subscribe and ring the bell to stay updated with our new content. Your journey of wonder continues with every video. Stay connected and engaged on social media. Continue the conversation, follow us. Thank you for being a part of the Have You Ever Wondered community. Keep wondering, keep discovering. Until next time.